so I've never really felt like I needed a laptop. But I am a sucker for ThinkPads, and this is a really good deal for a ThinkPad. And part of the reason it's so cheap is it doesn't have a drive in it. I've got a couple of old 120 gig SSDs lying around, and I figured I might as well make use of one of them. So I met the guy, and I did an email transfer to him, but it wasn't as quick as email transfers usually are. And we were standing around waiting for it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go get a car wash and then I'll come back. I've been in his shoes. I've been on the flip side where I've been selling something on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy email transfers you the money, and you're waiting for it, and you kind of don't want to just leave and trust that the guy is going to pay, and not like cancel the transfer as soon as you drive away. So I just left the laptop with him, and I said I'll be back. I'll go get a car wash and I'll come back, and I'm sure by then the email transfer will have gone through. So here I am getting a car wash. Alright, I finally got the laptop. We'll get it home and check it out. Alright, so here it is. This is the Lenovo T440. It's a Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and there's no drive in it. It's supposedly in good shape. Supposedly the battery is good. But we don't really know any of that, do we? Until we put a drive in it and install Windows on it. We won't really know, but it is in pretty good shape as far as I can tell. All the ports look like they're good. It's got that charger that's the bigger Lenovo style. There's the charger there. It's got the, almost looks like a USB port, but it's not. So this must be right when they switched to that. I didn't think that the T440 would be that style. It's got mini DisplayPort on it, if I didn't mention that. It does have a SD card slot. A little bit of wear on the top. That's normal with these. They've got that soft rubberized top on them, and that never seems to hold up. And there's the SSD drive I'm going to put in it. So just a Kingston 120 gig SSD. So I guess we'll get it open and see how it looks inside and see how this goes in. Get the battery out to start. Oh, that's a really slim battery. Anyways, we'll get this thing open and we'll take a look inside. Alright, so the top just comes, or the bottom I should say, comes off just like that. Is that a battery? It is. This is one of those Lenovo ThinkPads where there's a battery built in and there's an external battery that you can swap. The idea behind that was if you were on the road and you bought multiple batteries, you can hot swap the batteries. So you can actually pull this battery out. It'll still run off the internal battery as you swap the external battery. So that's kind of cool. Here's where the hard drive was, or the SSD was. Looks like all the screws are there. And this is just going to go right in there like so. So we'll get that screwed in. Alrighty, just one screw holding that in. The outside part, the rail doesn't actually screw into the side of the drive like usual. It actually just pushes in and kind of clicks into place, so that's kind of cool. Fan's pretty clean. Yeah, fan's really clean and it spins freely, so that's good. It's actually really clean inside. That's it. Pop the bottom back on and we'll install Windows 10. I'm going to do a fresh install of Windows 10 Professional on it. Alright, so I got my Windows 10 USB stick here. I'll pop that in the side. There's a USB port on either side. They're both USB 3. I'll turn it on. It did turn on without the charger plugged in, so I can assume the battery's good. I believe in the ad it said it was 2 brand new batteries, and I didn't know why he meant 2, but I guess it's because there's 2. There's the one internal battery, and then there's the one external one that you swap. So those maybe are both brand new. We'll see how good the battery is, I guess. I assume it's booting off the USB stick there. It looks like it is. Although that SSD had... I think that SSD had Windows 10 on it. Nope, it's booting off the USB stick. Nice. So I just leave that as it is. We're going to go install now. So it's asking for the key. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. This came with Windows 8 Pro originally. So we'll be putting Windows 10 Pro. And we're going to do a custom install. There's the SSD. Actually, it doesn't look like there's anything on it. I'm going to delete the partition just in case. And there we go. We're installing Windows 10. So when it's all done, we'll take a look at it and we'll see how it runs. We'll see how the battery works. But so far, it looks pretty good. It's in pretty good shape. It wasn't quite snapped all the way together when I got it, but that's, again, he just opened it to take the drive out of it before he sold it to me, because I got him to lower the price a bit. So yeah, $230 Canadian for this guy. Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and it's in really good shape. The keyboard looks like it's pretty much perfect. Nothing's broken, none of the ports are broken. Apparently the batteries are new. We'll see. It's in really good shape, other than, again, the top. But, you know, I've seen a lot worse. These soft rubberized finishes typically don't last. They feel nice. Actually, this one's not bad. A lot of this is just dust. Oops. Anyways, we're already 27%, but we'll come back when it's finished. Alright, so we're all done. I've got Windows 10 Pro installed, all the updates, all the drivers. It's activated. So this is kind of like the first boot from a shut-off after all the updates. It's pretty quick, as you can see. This thing runs really well. I installed all the Lenovo system update software. That was the easiest way to get all the drivers. So if we go into Device Manager here, if we look at Device Manager, all the drivers are installed. Was missing a few that Windows Update wouldn't get, so I just went to the Lenovo website and had it scan, and it finds the model and gets all the drivers for you. So that was pretty easy. We are activated on Windows 10 Professional. Got all the updates done. And again, this is a Core i5 4300U, 2 cores, 4 threads, 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I've got, you know, all the stuff I need installed. I got Chrome and Raw Therapy and GIMP, VLC, and we have 77.2 gigabytes free. from that 120 gigabyte SSD. So yeah, I mean, this thing runs really well. The speakers on it are pretty loud. I'll load up a YouTube video. It's got Bluetooth, obviously, so if I want to use, you know, wireless controllers or whatever.
Viral debrief. Possible without accelerating, so that way at 10,000 feet, most every person can breathe fine without needing any extra oxygen, and then the people who are freaked out and screaming for the 2 or 3 minutes while you got down to 10,000 feet will start breathing again normal air even if they're passed out. So we're going to assume that there was wires or something like that that made the pilot choose to land in a field
and again,
like this.
It's pretty quick. Definitely handles YouTube easily.
Vintage Westinghouse here. That actually happens with radios like Transoceanics and other.
So yeah, it runs very well. It's quiet. I haven't tested the battery yet. It's about fully charged, 98% now. So I'll unplug it for the first time since reinstalling Windows 10. And let's just, I don't know, pretend we're using it. We'll open up. Raw therapy is what I use to convert raw images when I take photos with my camera. It lets you crop and color adjust. It's kind of like the free version of Lightroom. Basically, it's like I think it's an open source, free alternative to Lightroom. So that's raw therapy. If I ever want to edit photos off my camera, I can pop the SD card right in here.
Like a more expensive car than it is. If you're on any kind of a budget, it's just a great classic.
Alright, what's it say for battery life? 3 hours and 28 minutes left. So that's not bad if that's true. I don't know how well that will hold up. But apparently the batteries are in good shape. Really everything seems to be in good shape on this thing. Nothing's cracked or broken. It was clean inside. The fan was clean. It spins freely. It's running quietly. It's certainly quick. It's very responsive. Yeah, it runs great. Again, Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM. Got a 120 gig SSD in there. Windows 10 Professional. Fresh installed, all updated. $230 Canadian I paid for this thing. And all I needed to do was throw an SSD in it. Which again, I had lying around. I had 2 Kingston 120 gig SSDs just lying around that I wanted to use up. So it was perfect to pop in here. And yeah, this is an awesome laptop. Yeah, one thing I forgot to show. The hot swappability of these. Check this out. Hard to get the battery with one hand or 2 hands. I don't get these batteries. They're so hard to get out. Okay. So yeah, it's got an internal battery and an external battery, and they combine to give you the full capacity. But the idea is if you had spares and you had to swap in the middle of doing work on the go, you could swap the battery with a fully charged one, and you don't even have to turn off the laptop. Hot swappable batteries.